1996 Land Rover 4-liter. We're going to replace the thermostatic fan clutch. Here's our new one. Here's our old one. So here's the old one. Now, when you twist the center nut, it should not be this easy. I mean, that's pretty easy. I could show you with a torque wrench, but oh boy, that's tough. That's real tough. Let's go over here to the fan. So the fan bolts on to the clutch. Ta-da! That pretty? When you change it, make sure you scrub off your fan, because the dirt builds up on there and it throws it out of balance. It will make your engine shake a little bit. Inspect it all for cracks. Maybe flex each blade a little bit. Fans do crack. They come apart. A piece like this will fly off and go through the hood. It'll also go through your head. So make sure you inspect your fan. Scrub it up real nice so that it's back to its factory balance. Okay? Then bolt it on to your new unit. And I have a special trick for getting these off without a fancy tool. I'll show you that in a minute. So the stock bolts are shouldered bolts, and the face of the shoulder is knurled. See if we can get this on autofocus. Come on, there we go. See that? See all those ridges? That acts like a lock washer. And so essentially, if you're going to replace these with a generic bolt, make sure that you have a washer and a lock washer. And if you don't have any form of lock washers, use Loctite. Now, something that we have going for us here is the rotation of this unit is counterclockwise, which means the force is going to tighten up. Autofocus, please. It's going to tighten not only this nut onto the water pump, but the rotation will also keep these bolts tight. Okay, force and counterforce. Basic. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And the force of the engine rotating around, especially as each cylinder hits, it tightens all the bolts, and it tightens this onto the water pump. So let's get this together. I'm going to tighten these up, and let's put it on the vehicle. Alrighty, before you install it onto your water pump, make sure there's no junk in there ready to fly loose and ruin your nice radiator or something under the hood, or God forbid it gets out under the engine and hurts someone behind you. So let's put this on. Here we go. Had to find a good spot for the camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold on to this securely with my left hand, and I'm going to very slowly rotate it until I can feel the threads grabbing. Now, there we go. On camera. Can we see that on camera? Just felt the first thread go in. Now, look at that nut surface. It's moving. There we go. There. Now let me show you how to tighten that up. This is an impact hammer. Some people call it an air hammer. It's got a blunt point on it. This is not a chisel. What we do is we get on one of the flats. You can't see that very well. There we go. How's that? Can you see that? I'm on the flat. just barely. There we go. Tightened it up. Now it does put a couple little dimples on the surface, but it doesn't have to be a lot. There's a tremendous amount of force imparted onto the fan clutch by that tool. And if you look at the old one, you can see that there have been times when this has been serviced. This clean one is from when I just took it off now. There's one there. There's one there. So this clutch has been off before. But I think if you look at all my other videos, you'll know that since I put this engine in, this baby had to come off. Oh yeah. Nice and smooth. It should operate nice and smooth, and moreover, when your engine is cold, it should not move a tremendous amount of air. But when you're up to normal operating temperature, you should be able to put your hand back here and feel a lot of air. Here we go, all back together. This model has a removable top portion of the shroud, making service easy. But test rotate it by hand in case something's crooked, something's bent, broken. It's an antique truck, so plastic warps. We don't want any interference, because remember, this engine's going to move. Okay, a lot of people say no, it won't move because I got brand new motor mounts, brand new training mounts. Okay, sure babe, it's going to move. There has to be clearance. See, I can get my hand in between the blade and the shroud. If you don't have clearance here, when this engine moves, either way, it's going to eat into your shroud. That could break a fan blade, and when these fan blades come loose, that's bad music. Alrighty, so that's clean and simple, and this whole operation, including video, took 15 minutes. If I put down a video camera, I could do this in under 5. Have a good day. Part number I used was AFC 2634. I'll list it down in the description.